Next up, I'm going to build the guide pages along with the desired page layout and IDE for the exercises. I'm going to start with the layout of the first page. To define the layout, go into Edit mode and click the Settings icon. Here I can define how many panels I want and their associated layout. In this case, I'm just going to have one panel without the tree on the left, and I'm going to close all the tabs since this is the start of a new exercise. You can always see how this will render by clicking the preview icon. Now we are going to create our first coding exercise. You can either click on the hamburger menu to navigate to the page, or you can click on the next button within the guide. We want to start by defining the framework of the page. In this example, I want 3 panes, one for the HTML editor, one for the browser to test our code, and the guide page. Once again, I go into the guide edit mode and click on the settings button. I'm going to choose the layout with 3 frames with the tree, but only from the directory that we are working in. Next, I go to the Open tabs to define the files I want in the HTML editor and shown in the browser. Here I'm going to add 2 tabs. This is defined as opening in the editor. This one is going to be defined as opening in preview, i.e. the browser. Over on the right, you need to set the order of the panes, starting with 0. So we'll have the editor in the upper left-hand corner, and we'll have the browser in the lower left-hand corner. Now, if we want to see what this looks like, we'll press the preview button. As you see here, there's an error with the way that I typed this in. If we go back into the editor, into the settings, into Open tab, what I didn't do is provide the full path name. Now, if I save that, go back into preview, now it's shown the way that I want it. Next, I'll type in the instructions for the exercise in the guide editor, then start typing in the code to test in the HTML editor. Note how the editor automatically knows that it is working with HTML. This is done by file extension, but you can also change it explicitly by clicking on the language in the lower right-hand corner. As you can see, the Codio editor is optimized for many different languages. Now let's test out our code by reloading the HTML page. And it looks like it's working. Next, I'm going to add a simple multiple choice exercise to test basic concepts in HTML coding. To do this, I go into Guide Edit mode and click on the Add Assessments icon. This is where you construct your assessments, quizzes, and coding tests. I'm going to choose multiple choice. I give a name to the assessment and fill in the question. Next, I'm going to fill in the multiple choice answers. I'm going to have 3 choices. I'm going to mark this as multiple response. with just 2 of them being the correct answer. This is also where you can fill in points if this is going to be a graded exercise. Down at the bottom, you can show answer and rationale to student or show expected answer. Once you're all set, you press the Save button and click Preview. And you can test it out here. Let's try it with the wrong one. You see that's marked incorrect. And that's how you can incorporate an assessment into your guide.